One of the things that I coach people to do is to put aside the idea of emotional tracking, reporting on how the character feels at any particular instance of the story. The reason why I coach against that is because if, as a writer, a memoirist, you're providing the acts and the words that are said and perceived by the main character, well, any reasonable reader that witnesses the same things and hears the same things is going to develop an emotion, especially if it's given the appropriate context, the right setup. What you're trying to do is to elicit an emotion from the reader, not display the emotion from the character. What can happen is if you elicit the emotion by giving the same stimulus that the main character experiences, well, the reader should actually be very close or congruent in emotion to the main character. And at a certain point in the story, the reader will want the narrator or the writer to let them in on the character's emotion. And that's when you have them, when the reader is excited to hear how the main character feels in the scene, because up to this point you've written or you've told the reader that so-and-so said this and so-and-so did that, and this accumulation of action and things said is beginning to create emotion, because that's how we are emotionally impacted, by what people say to us and what people do to us and what we do and what we think when we do things. Emotion, elicit emotion, then report on it, but not before. It's kind of like a confirmation. What you're really doing, when you think about it, what you're doing is affirming the emotional state of the reader by confirming that the character also feels these emotions. That's when you really have the reader.